Over 6 million people visit Ireland each year, all dreaming of exploring the beauty of the wild Atlantic Way. But most visitors never make it past the mainland, and that's why we're here today, to show you the magic of what's waiting just beyond it. Off the coast of County Clare lies Inishmore, the largest of the 3 Aran Islands, a place where life moves a little slower, where ancient stone and everyday life coexist side by side, where quiet roads, timeless tradition, and raw Atlantic beauty shape every moment. It may seem remote, but it's a lot closer than you think. Hi, I'm Laura.
Hi, I'm Erica. Think of us as your local guides for the day.
We are just about to hop on board one of my favourite boat rides in Ireland.
Most people think the excitement of the Aran Islands starts when you land on Inis Mór.
But the truth is, it starts right here on Doolin Ferry. Let's hop on board Doolin Ferry and we'll show you what we mean. The journey over is just as memorable as the island itself. Doolin Ferry is the fastest way to get there, taking just 35 minutes in total. As we said our final goodbye to Doolin Pier and the ferry pulled away, it wasn't long before the views started to deliver. The waves crashed beneath us as the boat cut through the Atlantic, and we were blown away by the scenery, the cliffs, the open sea, and the ever-changing landscapes, all of which really gave us a sense of what was to come. Doolin Ferry offers daily sailings from March to November, with up to 3 departures a day in the summer months. As we looked around the ferry, it was clear we weren't the only ones enjoying the landscapes. Couples, friends, solo travellers and families, all completely relaxed as they took in the incredible scenery of Ireland's wild Atlantic Way. And then, out of nowhere, everything shifted. As we got closer to Inishmore, the waves settled, the wind eased, and suddenly the sea was still. We could see sailboats pass by quietly, white sandy beaches in the distance, and buildings along the pier reflecting perfectly into the water. The crew threw the rope ashore and the ferry eased into place, and 35 minutes later we had made it to Inishmore.
When you arrive to the pier, the first thing you'll see is bikes everywhere. Cycling is hands down the best way to explore the island, but it's not your only option.
You can also opt into getting a pony and trap ride, a 4x4, a hop-on, hop-off bus, or you could walk, although we don't recommend that.
So to take us around for the day, we are going to opt in for bikes.
Let's make that electric. We do not want to make the same mistake as last time.
I was very tired last time.
And just like that, we were off. After a quick briefing at the Aran bike hire, it was time to leave the pier behind and start exploring the island. We opted into the green route, which was well signposted and easy to follow, so we had no fear of getting lost. The landscapes didn't take long to put on a show. Stone walls weaving through the open fields, cows grazing the roadsides, and the Connemara peaks sitting quietly across the Atlantic.
I don't know what's more scenic, taking in the views or getting to meet the locals.
But with all jokes aside, there is something special about this stretch of the island. It invites you to slow down, enjoy the quiet, gentle atmosphere, and fill your time with small moments that stay with you. We passed by cyclists, walkers, pony and trap rides, and the island's hop-on, hop-off bus. So safe to say, no matter how you choose to get around, the scenery alone makes the journey worth it. The first stop on our list was the famous seal colony. There's a viewing platform here, which is a great spot to rest your legs, take in the scenery, or grab a snack from the nearby food truck. We kept our eyes peeled, hoping to spot some seals, but the high tide meant no luck for us this time. Although, here's a sneaky clip from a previous visit. When the tide is low, you'll usually spot them lounging around on the rocks. And while we missed them this time, we did manage to meet a few other local residents. Moments like this really capture the peacefulness of the island. From there, the route hugs the coastline, past stone walls, grazing horses, and views that make you want to slow right down. As we got closer to Kilmurphy Beach, the landscapes opened out, turquoise waters, soft white sand, and a quiet space to pause. It's not the kind of beach that you'd expect to see in Ireland, but that's what makes this stop that extra bit special.
Now, we'll be honest, we're not getting in for a dip today. You have to be quite brave to get in this water. It's not quite summer yet.
Now, Erica, in fairness, I do think they should pack their togs, because can you really come to Ireland without saying you braved the Atlantic at least once, and it's a local favourite? From the beach, it's only a short cycle to one of the island's most charming spots.
A thatched roof cottage serving hearty food and the kind of charm that makes you feel like you've stepped right into a storybook.
As As we finished up our lunch in the sun, we made our way over to the heart of the craft village. Gone are the quiet stretches of coastline because this is the hub. It's busy, full of life, and the kind of place where everyone seems to gather. You'll spot local bus drivers assisting passengers, the rhythm of the pony and trap on the road, and the unmistakable sway of the Aran jumpers dancing in the wind. But what makes Inishmore extra special is it isn't just what you see, it is also what you hear. The local language here is Gaeilge or Irish, and that is what the locals speak in their homes, in their shops, in their community.
Visitors are of course always welcomed in English, but the first language of the locals here is our native language.
Lanarike? As we made our way back to the bikes, it was clear that the craft village was more than just a tourist stop. It's where tradition has been passed down through generations. From the local man weaving wicker baskets at the old stone walls, to the Aran sweaters where every stitch tells a story. From the fisherman's cable to the diamond-shaped blessings, this place holds history in every thread. And well, you're right?
Sure.
And just like that, we were off. This time, away from the crowds. The roads opened up, the voices faded, and suddenly the island felt still. Washing lines blowing in the wind, farmers out for their daily run, and seabirds enjoying the sunshine. This wasn't one of the island's highlights, and that's exactly why it stood out. No noise, no schedule, just the kind of silence that made you truly feel like you were sinking into the landscapes. And then we reached the 7 churches. Ancient ruins on one side, and just beyond them, a Gaelic football pitch perched at the edge of the Atlantic. Old and new, side by side. And that's when I started to question. On Shock Chample, right? The 7 churches? But there were only 2. History, it's never really that straightforward. What I could see though was a historic space slowly being reclaimed by nature. Walls without roofs, weeds growing where the ceilings once stood, and gravestones lining the landscapes.
I don't even really have words for this place. There's kind of just a feeling about it, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's honestly so mad that people walked here for thousands of years before us, and now we're just strolling around like it's part of the landscape.
Makes everything else feel pretty small.
I know, and it's not even the main attraction. From one sacred site to another. The 7 churches and Dún Aonghasa felt worlds apart, yet they were just a short cycle between. Suddenly, we were back in the busy landscapes of Inishmore.
Fair warning, it's not that long of a hike, but it is uphill, so make sure you bring your water, take your time, just take in the scenery. And of course, once you're up there, the view is more than worth it.
And that view in question, it wasn't long before it revealed itself. Mountains clearly visible in the distance, the cliffs slowly starting to come into view, and a reminder that we were surrounded by nature in its wildest form. But the real perspective of the island, that didn't come into light until we reached the top. And suddenly, the stone walls, they formed patterns. The houses, they looked like little freckles kissing the land. And the Atlantic, it wrapped around either side of us. And to think, this was built completely by hand, stone by stone, thousands of years ago. Much like the 7 churches, we're just standing here, admiring the scenery, the waves crashing, just taking in history that has been here before us. And from that moment, everything clicked into place. You see, Inishmore, it isn't just about the people or the views or the history. It's about what happens when all of them come together. That's when you realise it's not just a place you visit, it's something far more than that. It's a place that you feel, and that's something you only truly understand once you're here. The past, the present, the future, all together almost as if they're just one. And this feeling, it's even something that you can see in the people that come to visit. We're all from different backgrounds, have different interests, we even speak different languages. Yet somehow, we've all ended up here, on a tiny island off the coast of Ireland. experiencing something we just can't quite put into words. It's like arriving somewhere you've never been before, but somehow you feel like you're home. And call me crazy, but this isn't even my highlight of the island. If you're looking for a bit of adrenaline, or you want to see the wilder side of Inishmore, then I know just the spot. Although this one, it's a little bit harder to find.
Yeah.
If you were to choose where to go next, that was a bit confusing. Where would you go?
Well, there's like a tiny little bit of a path to follow, it seems.
Okay, off you go.
Oh, okay. See you later.
Okay, I might need to explain this one. When walking out to the wormhole, your only guide is little red arrows painted onto the stone. And honestly, they're quite easy to miss. Even with them, the trail is not all too straightforward. So here's your reminder. Those little arrows, use them as your compass. And take it slow. The footing's uneven in places, so good shoes are an absolute must. My favourite part of the trail is walking along the cliff floor. I can't quite explain it, but in that moment, you just feel so small. And what feels like out of nowhere, the wormhole reveals itself.
So we've made it to probably the most awe-inspiring spot on the island.
And I have a little surprise for you. Let's keep walking for a minute.
Wow. I had no idea this was even here.
I know, and the crazy thing is it's only a 2-minute walk from the wormhole, yet nobody visits.
Places like this where Inis Mór is its wildest self.
Honestly, I couldn't have put it better myself. And as promised, this is my favourite spot. As you can see, the daylight hours were starting to close in, so we made our way back to the bikes. But just a fair warning, there are no red arrows bringing you back, and that's when the route gets really tricky. So don't leave it too late. Make sure you're well and truly back before sunset. Waking up on the island is a completely different experience. The quiet, the calm, and the kind of stillness you didn't realize you needed until you were there. We stayed at the Aran Island Hotel just a few minutes beyond the pier, waking up to balcony views and the peaceful sounds of the morning air. And as the day began to unfold, we watched the island come to life again. Travellers picking up their bikes, tour groups gathering together, and following in the same footsteps that we had taken the day before. And there was something about that just put a big smile on our faces, knowing that they were about to experience the raw beauty of Inishmore for themselves. If you think the adventure ends on the island, think again, because we have one more surprise up our sleeve. But first we need to hop back on board with Doolin Ferry, and it might just be the best part yet. As we wave goodbye to Inishmore, this is your quick reminder. Doolin Ferry, they run daily sailings from March to November, with up to 3 departures during the summer months. The journey it only takes 35 minutes, and what I love about the ferries is they're modern, comfortable, and offer both indoor and outdoor seating. They've plenty of onboard amenities and even an eco-conscious design. Honestly, a trip to the Aran Island with Doolin Ferry, it's a bit of a no-brainer. But the exciting thing is, the magic doesn't stop there. Because you can get a combined ticket with the Aran Islands and get up close and personal with Ireland's leading tourist attraction, the Cliffs of Moher. Just imagine, cruising by cliffs that rise 700 feet above you. You'll get pictures you could never get on land. Taking in the sights of the iconic O'Brien's Tower, Hag's Head, and Moor Sea Stack, I promise it's an experience you will never forget, as you get to see Ireland from a completely new perspective. And if you've got some time, I recommend you stay a little bit longer. Doolin, it's a great town to cozy up with live music in the pubs, enjoying the colourful streets and soaking in the unbeatable charm Ireland's west coast has to offer. And don't be shy. Let us know in the comments when you're planning your trip, and hit that subscribe button and follow along on our social channels for more inspiration. Tickets book up fast, so book online at doolinferry.com.